In a dense forest, cradled by towering mountains, lived a Volf named Aki. He was known for his sharp mind, his courage, and above all, his unwavering loyalty. From the time he was a small pup, Aki had been a cherished member of his pack. Over the years, his bond with the pack's leader, an elder Volf named Raka, had deepened into a profound respect and friendship. One year, winter arrived with a vengeance. A ferocious storm descended upon the forest, blanketing everything in thick layers of snow. The wind howled like a mournful spirit, a sound that promised danger to any creature caught in its grasp. It was a storm that could easily turn deadly. Raka, wise and experienced despite his age, led the pack to their sanctuary, a deep cave tucked away in the heart of the forest. They huddled together, listening to the tempest rage outside. But as the storm intensified, a chilling realization spread through the pack. One of their youngest members, a playful Volf named Karo, was missing. The blizzard must have separated him from the group as they rushed to the shelter. Now, somewhere out in that blinding, freezing chaos, the little Volf was alone. Fear rippled through the pack. Raka, weary from the journey and the weight of his years, knew he couldn't face the storm again to search for Karo. His heart ached with the impossible choice. Without a moment's hesitation, Aki rose to his feet. His voice, though quiet, was firm and resolute. "I will go." Raka looked at him, his old eyes filled with concern. He tried to dissuade Aki, explaining the immense danger, the near certainty of getting lost in the blinding whiteout. But Aki's loyalty was a fire that no storm could extinguish. It was a promise forged in the heart of the pack, a bond he held sacred, especially his duty to Raka. "I will return with Karo," Aki promised, his gaze steady, "or I will not return at all." With that vow hanging in the air, Aki turned and plunged into the blizzard. The world outside the cave was a maelstrom of white. The snow whipped against his face, stinging his eyes and blinding him. The wind roared in his ears, a deafening wall of sound that swallowed every other noise. It was nearly impossible to see, to hear, to even think. But Aki pushed forward, driven by a force stronger than the storm itself, his loyalty to his pack and his love for the young, vulnerable Karo. That promise gave him strength when his legs grew tired and the cold began to seep into his bones. Hours crept by, each one feeling like an eternity. Hope began to flicker like a dying ember in the face of the relentless blizzard. Just as despair started to take hold, Aki's ears twitched. Through the deafening howl of the wind, he caught it, the faintest, weakest whimper. It was Karo. Following the sound, Aki fought his way through deepening snowdrifts until he found him. The young Volf was trapped beneath a heavy, fallen tree, his leg injured, shivering violently from the cold. He was fading fast, summoning every last reserve of his strength. Aki began to dig. He clawed at the snow and tore at the branches, his paws raw and bleeding, until he finally managed to pull Karo free from the crushing weight. The young Volf was too weak to stand on his own. Aki nudged him gently, sharing his own body heat, encouraging him to move. He guided Karo through the storm, step by agonizing step, constantly checking on him, shielding him from the worst of the wind. Despite the storm's fury and his own exhaustion, Aki's determination never faltered for a second. He had made a promise. When they finally staggered back into the entrance of the shelter, a wave of joy and relief washed over the pack. Raka and the others rushed forward, nuzzling Aki and the trembling Karo. The young Volf was safe. Aki had kept his word. Outside, the storm continued to rage, but inside the cave, a different kind of warmth filled the air, the warmth of family, of belonging, of a bond that had been tested and proven unbreakable. Raka approached Aki, his old eyes shining with a profound respect. "Your loyalty is greater than any storm, Aki," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You have saved the heart of this pack today." Aki simply dipped his head in acknowledgement. "Loyalty is not just a promise, Raka," he replied softly. "It's a way of life." From that day forward, Aki's legend grew. He wasn't just known as a brave and intelligent Volf. He became the living embodiment of true loyalty, a loyalty so powerful, so absolute, that no storm, no matter how fierce, could ever hope to break it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.